This raid is bullshit, man. Have you read it? Have you seen any details about it?
873.
The one you're a part of. Why are you giving that reaction?
I am, yeah, of course. I mean, I was in the raid.
Okay. Do you agree with the raid?
So here's the thing about law enforcement, right?
Okay, yeah, all right.
Given that is a ongoing investigation, that is not something I can provide. However, I will say that in, let's say, hypothetically, right, I had a disagreement. I am the loudest person in the room. And just like I'm being very clear with you as to why I disagree, and I'm trying to explain, you know, the perspective of the police department during a raid operation, I would give hypothetically significantly more energy with my disagreement if I hypothetically thought that this was an absolute dog shit raid.
Okay.
And listen, look, I understand you want answers, right?
Yeah.
But
I think it's a dangerous precedent what they're setting as far as, you know, the standard as far as raid, because there's a lot of just assumption, in my opinion, and less about facts.
Well, you tell me your perspective. Explain to me.
My perspective is,
and I'll try to give you some answers, right?
My perspective is, okay, it feels malice, it feels targeted, and only one property was raided based on, you know, proximity.
That I'll openly agree with. Yes, I can see that. Okay.
And then the location. The incident happened near the motel is just near the barrier, right? And then they saw him going east,
Still one.
but never saw him go back west, right? And they assumed based on the time he went back east, and the time he came back to go pick up the other guy, that was enough to drop off the whatever gun he had in his property, then come back to the crime scene and help out the other person.
It makes this conversation.
What half
you
truth?
Want me to be,
I'm being honest with you.
Hear me out. It makes this conversation very, very difficult because it comes very one-sided. Let's say I'm fully truthful to you, right? But you're being half truthful, and I'm catching
How so?
some of
How
that.
so? By saying that I'm worried that I'm next?
So, well, I mean, it's surprising for you to be overly concerned with a individual.
He's part of Cypress. Of course, I'm concerned. I mean, obviously, like I said, the problem is the way I see it is the PD will target Cypress, and they'll not differentiate between North and South. So yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, we're probably next, and that's where my concern comes from. Does that make any sense? That's how I see it. There's no I'm not bullshitting.
It's going to happen to you. Do you think? Okay, so let me ask you this question, right? Because you know you're asking a lot of questions, but I don't have your perspective, so I don't have.
Yeah, my perspective is
what are you worried about?
I'm worried about. I'm worried about.
Do you
the
think
PD
is typing Cypress in general, and it happened to be South Cypress this time, and it could be North next?
I think they're going for anybody in Cypress. Doesn't matter who it is. Whoever comes on the crosshair between North or South are going for it because they think they can push us around. Versus people like Hydra or Besties who do have a lot of teeth and will probably stop the PD and make them bleed often if they try to make a move, right? So I just feel like the PD is trying to pick on the smaller people and trying to push them around because they can.
There is a lot of conversation that's happening within the police department about this topic. I will say, I'll say this much, and here's my concern, right? I'm concerned. I tell you that I'm not happy with it, and I'm pissed, right? And I could tell you what's going on, but once again, I don't trust you not to run your mouth.
Oh my God!
And you may feel like you won't, but I don't know that. Listen, there's a lot I want to say, Sab.
I believe you. I believe you. You know, I'm not here.
Yeah. I cannot promise the latter. I can only raise my voice so much.
I don't want to go down to the path to start getting violent with PD again. I hate how sometimes that might be the answer to some of our problems.
It's not going to be a solution to anything. The only thing that's going to do.
And Nick's got this.
You know, reinforce opinion.
Exactly, right?
If you want me to, so I'll be this honest.
Irish, thank you so much for the raid.
This has been probably the most dog shit police department. I don't mean LSP specifically, but I just mean the whole spectrum of things that I have had the unfortunate
Oh my God, the Knicks got this.
of dealing with.
The same
Now,
as Clark's car.
while you may be upset,
photo.
understand that there are officers that are equally upset. However, it is very difficult, I think, for what is now a minority opinion to overcome the majority. So while I want to sit here and say things are going to get better, I know that they probably aren't, because it is a 80-20 problem. It's like taking a piss in the water and hoping to take the piss out.
Where we first entered,
It's too much
like,
piss.
Horseshoe thing.
So how do we fix it then? Or there's no fixing it? I think just from my perspective is I just when I know that PD can push us around and they're gonna be targeting Cypress, it makes me get angry and frustrated. That's all. That's where I'm coming from. It comes from a place of just anger and frustration because I know the same is not happening to others, right? So
I am familiar. Look, there's certain things I can speak on, and I will definitely be openly speak on the fact that it is like you don't have to be in the police department to know that we are more often going to push on the weak, right? Some of that is obviously going to be a consequence of it's just the reality of things, right? I mean, even when you guys get, I'm sure when and if you guys get into gang wars like you are now, right? It's easier. You're not going to go after the bigger beast than you're able to handle.
Truth be told, I mean, we're at war with Hydra and Besties, the two biggest gangs in Los Santos, right? I don't let people step on me.
And they've been raided too.
Have they? Because I've been told that every time they get raided, the PD is slaughtered. And on top of it, they're just loud or proud about their shit too as well.
is a different thing, right?
I mean, yes, but it's not like we're getting slaughtered. We're holding our own. Now you add the PD mix into it, and that makes it much harder, right? When we're holding our own pretty well, and then the PD came in, and honestly made things much more difficult as far as that raid.
I'll say it like this, right? And this I don't
Holy
mind saying.
shit!
Right now, the police department is, in my opinion,
Like,
facing
Brad almost with
where the law is grossly misunderstood.
That's a clean block.
Just like I'm sure you guys have individuals in Cypress that spend all day boosting and popping bank trucks. It's a good portion of the police department. They don't know how to function outside of that. So as a consequence, I think it leads to issues like the one you're seeing. And I know, trust me, that it probably does feel like shit. That if it seems like the police department is mostly taking
probably responding to that.
privileges against you, and you're watching maybe neighbors not have that same thing happen to them.
Yeah,
I get it. It doesn't seem right.
That's my thing. I don't care if I get.
Go ahead.
I don't care if we get kicked down our door. I don't care if we get. I mean, I get it. If we're loud, we have our consequences. I'm all for it. I do the crime. I do the time.
But you shouldn't be the only one.
Exactly. That's all it is. Or else it feels like I'm fighting the PD and the other gangs, right? And it's just like, what the man?
Yeah. So I will say that once again, you are not the only ones. But I do recognize that it may seem disproportionate, and I'm aware about the disproportionality. And I don't think, once again, I think this is very common knowledge. It's not like a PD specific thing. It's anyone that keeps their eyes, like, just looks around, right?
100%. Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it seemed like you were not on the same kind of wavelength. It's just you have a different perspective because you're a cop, obviously. But yeah.
I have more to lose than you do.
I mean, if you say your job, sure, right?
Well,
I have my life to lose for this shit. I'm gonna put my life on it.
Suspended and fired, right?
Sure, but it's not like once you lose
I have to be significantly more political.
Once you lose your job, doesn't mean it's over for you. You know, it's just one door closing and the one open up. You could be doing something else, right?
Brother, you don't know my history very well, do you?
I know that you're a piece of shit. That's what I know.
Well, I can stand by everything that I've done. How many cops do you know who are willing to shoot a cop down if they cross the line? But
I've heard you've killed cops before, man. I've heard you've done some crazy shit. It's crazy. Killing your own. Killing your own.
Killing somebody that was hopped up on drugs at a automatic firearm drawn at his undersheriff for his department, willing to shoot up a room of 15 people. Yeah, I took the shot. What the was I?
Bro,
gonna
this game
tase
is
his
so
ass?
physical.
Yeah,
Like a
one
blast
unit
everyone
heading
in the
up
room?
Picture Perfect Drive to the east.
Well, perspective is because a lot of people think that you killed somebody they cared about.
And I saved your old
Yeah,
bitch ass.
2 are heading up towards you.
What the? You didn't save me, okay? And if anything, I'd rather die than be saved by you, bitch.
Yeah, they were heading through the hills in that direction.
That's crazy. Was
Truthfully,
it Rust Act? Do you not remember the Rust Act? Who put that in place?
Fuck.
When y'all get an RPG nonstop for 3 months straight?
You talking about the
Who
rooster?
was there? Who the was there? I was. Who didn't give a shit? A lot of the police department. But I showed
Yeah,
up.
who helped
I
you?
took
Absolute
evidence.
justice.
I went after their ass alongside Gulag Gang.
Oh, absolutely.
So I might be an asshole, but what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, even if it pisses people off.
All right, whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say. But yeah, all right. Well, I was gonna shoot you, but I changed my mind.